Alright guys, in today's video we're going to be looking at image file types within InkRIP. But before that, let's have a quick intro first. So today's video can be found on softwaretraining.co.za. We make short and easy to watch problem solving videos, and we also have daily updates. Now if we head into the program here. So previously we looked at solid fills and gradient fills. Now we're going to be looking at image fills. Now it's important to understand that this is separate or different to importing an image. So you're actually going to be filling a shape with that image, which means it gives you different type of control over it and so forth. So now in order to do that, we obviously want to make sure our shape is selected using the select tool. Go to the fill drop down menu and we select image at the bottom. Now yours is going to be blank, so you're going to want to go here to image type or image file and then go navigate to the image you actually want. So I'm just going to select a image here, maybe something, let's grab something on this line, say open image. Now it's going to load it for us. So if I click apply now, you will see it will throw an image in for us. Now there's something to keep in mind with this. For instance, the width here and width and height, this will be of your actual shape. So let's change this, make this 400, say apply. You will see the actual canvas scales. Now you can also manually scale this, and like I said, keep in mind this is not an image. So if I scale this, you will see it doesn't actually scale the entire image. It keeps the image the same size, and it just scales the size of the block. So that is something to keep in mind. Then under that, we've got offset. So let's say you want to put your focal point more to the center, and then I can maybe go to a -100, say apply, and they'll move to the left. Obviously a positive will go the opposite way. Same with the height on the Y. You can also on the sample just simply left click and move this around. You'll see the values adjust, click apply, and then reposition it like that, which is very convenient. And then under there we have the image height and image width, and then we have this option use image size. So if we have that on, then it's going to be the size of the image that it was imported in, so basically the base size of it. Where if we uncheck that, you can adjust these settings. But something to keep in mind, it does not constrain the sizes, so the ratio has to be relative. So if I set the width, the height has to adjust accordingly, so you kind of have to do the math yourself. But what I'm just going to copy this and show you. So let's say I set this to 600, say apply. Okay, it's maybe not enough. Let's try set this even lower. I'm going to say to 20. Now you can see there, it kind of warps it. So that is not ideal. So now I've got a warped image, and to remember what that setting was, it's going to be tricky. Even if I use this image size, it doesn't take it back. So I'm just going to paste this. Okay, I didn't copy it to the clipboard, or did I? No, I didn't. So in any case, so that is something to keep in mind, is you want to actually have to adjust it accordingly if you do that. But yeah, overall this is a nice little feature if you want to make an isolated image onto a shape. And yeah, pretty nice. Just keep in mind, like I said, this is not going to scale it. It's just going to scale the actual base shape of this image. Otherwise, in the meanwhile though, if we head here to softwaretraining.co.za, you guys will notice we've got a variety of different softwares we do cover, and you can also isolate your search here on the top right. If you do not, however, find the training videos you're looking for, just simply go here on the left, request the training video, fill in the mini form, and then we'll do our best to try and make that for you. But otherwise, thanks guys for watching, and cheers.